Act like a family. Work like a team. We started this year with this mantra that was created to encourage a culture of family in Crowley ISD and to remind us that we must work like a team as we pursue excellence for our students. Now, mantras and themes are great when things are going as planned. But when we have tragedy, adversity, and less than desirable circumstances occur, who we really are and how we truly operate is revealed. Uncertain times truly test our character, and it actually reveals who we are at the core. You know, I could tell you that these are extremely trying times, but that would be stating the obvious, so I won't belabor that point. I could tell you that the constant barrage of negative information and the perennial loss of life, of loved ones, of connections, and of secure, dependable way of life that we're experiencing is taking a toll on the social, emotional, mental, and physical health of us all. But you don't need me to remind you of that. I realize that we are all living this reality together. I recognize that we are all living with uncertainty. And as a result, anxiety is becoming normalized. But I really don't have to point that out either. See, you're walking in it. And I've decided that I want to spend time today talking about what we're going through, but also I want to share with you how I believe we can get through these times. The first thing I want to share is that we must acknowledge the loss that we all have and are experiencing. It's affecting us all. I encourage each one of you to pause, take a moment, say a prayer, or send the positive karma and comfort toward our CISD family members who have directly, in many cases, directly experienced loss. Every campus, every department, and every facet of our organization has experienced loss as a result of the pandemic. And it is critical that family members, that we bear the burden of each other, of our friends and our other family members, and that we extend grace to us all, and make sure that as you come in contact with folks in our family, that we extend grace. Recognize that everyone you interact with is carrying a heavy load, whether they share it with you or not. Please remember that there is power in positivity. A positive word and a positive action is sometimes the only thing that we can offer. But oftentimes, it is the thing that makes a difference, and it will lift the spirit. As a family member, you know, it's important to extend yourself when you can to help others. Now, it's with a heavy heart that we communicate the recent loss of one of our family members, Coach Terrence Williams from Alley Middle School. Coach Williams passed this morning after a courageous battle with COVID. Please uplift his family in your own way. You know, his wife is also an educator and a part of our CISD family. It is during these challenging times that families need family members. It is in these times that we are needed most. And in addition to the Williams family, I'm aware of many others in the CISD family who've experienced loss, either are currently experiencing it or have experienced it over the last 18 months. And this loss, in many cases, are of immediate family members. I simply want to formally extend our care and support and sympathy to all of you. Also, today, we saw one of our worst fears realized as parents and educators in a neighboring district experienced a school shooting in Mansfield ISD. You know, many of us have friends and family members in Mansfield ISD. Many of you live in Mansfield. And it's our students participate on a daily basis with academically, athletically, and in fine art events with Mansfield ISD students. They're our neighbors. And this hit way too close to home. We're praying for the Mansfield ISD family. And I encourage you in your own way to lift them up as we know that they are co-laborers in this mission work that we have each chosen. The second thing I want to share is that what educators are feeling in schools and at home is a mirror of what students and families are experiencing in their lives as well. You see, we're all in this together, and it's by remaining cognizant of this fact that we'll get through this trying time together. I encourage you to take a moment to pause, breathe, reflect, and connect intentionally as human with your students and allow them to connect to you as well. Realize that connections are important and that people don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. Let them know you care. We all need to excel for a moment so that we can regain our composure and to move forward in the midst of this uncertainty. Acknowledging our hurt, our fear, and our concern will help us to make explicit to others what we are dealing with. And in some cases, it may identify where help is needed. Please be patient with your colleagues, be present with our students and our parents, and understand that we're all processing or in need of both grace and mercy during this time. I want to remind us all that there are things that we can control, and those other things that are simply beyond our purview. Those things that we can all control are our thoughts, our words, our feelings, our emotions, and our behaviors. I challenge each one of you to take intentional steps to ensure that positive thoughts and words are flowing from you. Now, this sounds like an easy feat, but the reality is that in normal times, we have 52,000 negative thoughts that bombard us during the course of a day, compared to about 10,000 positive ones. I mean, with all the noise relative to the pandemic and its impact, I am sure that the ratio of negative thoughts to positive thoughts is even more disproportionately negative. For you to remain positive during this time, for you to feel hopeful, for you to promote positivity, I encourage you, be more intentional. Search for positive messages, songs, and uplifting thoughts and things to think on. You need it, we need it now more than ever, and so do our teammates. The social and emotional toil of what we are living through impacts us all. The uncertainty is unsettling, and living with the persistent possibility of loss creates significant amount of anxiety for all of us. Anxiety leads to emotions that bring additional stress. I mean, it can all be overwhelming and unbearable. And in times like this, it's important to pause, breathe, grieve, and give thanks. We have so much to be thankful for. And as superintendent, I am thankful, and I don't take it for granted, but I'm thankful for our more than 16,300 students and their families who entrust their safety and their children and their care to us on a daily basis. And I'm thankful for our 2,200 employees who show up every day, who show up to the classroom or the cafeteria or on the bus or just in the building. You show up every day for kids, and I'm thankful and I'm grateful. I'm thankful that we live in a community that cares. And I believe that we'll make it through this time by focusing on the day that is in front of us. In uncertain times, it's critical to narrow your focus on today. Make today great. We have control of the day. Make today great. Make today peaceful. Make today successful, because tomorrow will take care of itself. And by focusing on today, you remain present and aware of the blessings that we have. But when you look forward to the future, the brain will naturally focus on fear of what is to come. And when we think about the past, anxiety normally is the result of the regret for things that we lost or mistakes that we made. But when we focus our thoughts on the things that we're grateful for, we feel less overwhelmed about what is to come and more hopeful about what we are blessed with today. So as we pause, breathe, grieve, and give thanks, remember that we are in this space together. We remain focused on doing the next thing, next right thing. We will move forward together, one step at a time. I am so grateful and thankful for each one of you. And I encourage you, pause, breathe, give thanks, and stay positive. We will get through this.